Hello, I'm Min Kobayashi, and today I'm going to be doing a kind of a TBR for the BookTube SFF, which stands for Science Fiction and Fantasy. So I didn't know this has been going on, which I don't know, I've been on BookTube almost a year, so you'd think I'd know of it last year. I am late to the game, but I went through the nominations. These are all the books that I could find that my library had an audiobook version or I have a copy of it. These are the ones that I know I can read. So my first one is A Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab. I know my library has these because I read the first one through the library. I need to read A Gathering of Shadows first, but since it was already a book that I was planning on reading this year, it is probably a good thing that I have a reason to read it before June. A man named Cal who goes through different shades of London, and it's very cool. I loved the idea. And then Lila, who is like a thief. Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine R. Dean. This is a book that I have on my TBR for the Superhero-thon, and I have it on audiobook already. So I'm going to be reading it in the next week or two. Basilica, and it's Russian origin, and it has something to do with fairy tales. However, the synopsis didn't give me a lot in on the plot. Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. This is a book that I have heard a lot about, but I've never actually planned on reading it. I think it was because the audiobook is nearly 20 hours, which is a lot of my time, but I'm going to try to. This book is about a librarian orphan whose name is Laszlo, and the dream chooses the dreamer. It sounds like a really cool idea, and I believe it's also Russian inspired. Our Dark Duet by V.E. Schwab. Oh, it's actually by Victoria Schwab, not V.E., same person. I need to read this and then I will read the other, and it's about monsters and it sounds really cool and really dark and I'm really excited for it. Witchwood by Tahira Mafi. So the first book my library does not have, but it doesn't have the same protagonist, so I'm not sure if these are connected. If you know if these two books are connected and I have to find a copy of the first one to read the second one, let me know. Again, it has something to do with magic and other worlds, and I'm pretty sure it's a fairy tale retelling. Or the synopsis was more like she read things and then things happened. Middle grade book. I haven't read middle grade books in a long time. And Magnus Chase the Ship of the Dead. This is kind of a maybe. I'm a huge Percy Jackson fan, however, as I've gotten older, I have read less of Rick Riordan's. I've never read the first book, so I'm not sure if I would get through all three of them in the next few months. Down Among the Stick and Bones by Sheeran McGuire. I'm already waiting on hold for this book, so I'm hoping to get it really soon. I loved the first one, and this is about spoilery things if you haven't read the first one, so I won't spoil it. I don't have a wide selection here. I'm hoping my library will have more physical copies of these, and if I have more time I will totally pick this up. I know there's Bookish Babbles and it said it's on the Goodreads. I can't find where that list is, so maybe I'm just incompetent. Please let me know because I would love to contribute on those. They sound really cool, the ones I've seen other people do. This sounds awesome. I love fantasy. I do read a fair bit of science fiction. I am really excited for the next few months and being inspired to read these. Have a great day and happy reading and writing.
I was 24 years old when I met the woman I would call my own. 22 grandkids now growing old in the house that your brother bought.